Episode 1 of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments, and I help you with your HUT lineup decisions. If you are new to the channel, you can expect these videos Monday through Friday morning, and I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments, and I help you decide between what players to choose, what cards to go after. Should you do these sets based on your team? And I try and help as many people as I can by answering all the questions that I can do in a set amount of time. If you've been watching these videos from years past, you know that I try and go through the people that are able to comment first. But for this video series, I think this year specifically, I think what I want to do is I want to go through the comments, and if there's a lot of likes on one, if you're asking the same question over and over again, if these are, if I'm starting to see the same things over and over again, I'm going to try and focus on those as well. But for this video, because there is no prior video to go through the questions and comments, I'm going to talk about what I've seen in week 1, my expectations, what I'm doing with my cards and coins throughout early access, and really kind of the state of HUT, which has so much promise but also has the potential to be an absolute disaster. So let's get into it. So as you can see, I've got about 160,000 coins, and if you want to know how to start and the best ways to acquire as many coins as possible early on, go and watch my how to start video. It walks you through all of that, and my first episode of No Money Spent will be up probably by the next day after this is released, and that is going to be an in-depth, kind of overview of what exactly happened with my squad. But as you can see, I'm one tier away from getting the second bonus XP level during early access. This is where they have capped it. You can't even go past this. The reason for that, from my understanding, is simply they didn't want people to have insane amounts of cards and packs if they were able to play the game for 60 hours, or if they play it all day like myself. So I can understand that from a player-based standpoint. They didn't want, they wanted to put the rubber band on. Unfortunate though, because it was very easy to finish this. Took about 10 hours total, and you could do this even faster, and you did get the early access player choice pack. So while it did give you a decent reward at the end here, the packs throughout just were completely lackluster, and there's really not much to do after you've completed the XP path, as well as the wild card mode and the moments. So for the first time ever, I think, in Hockey Ultimate Team, you can basically be done everything possible in early access, and I don't know if we've ever had that instance, and it's simply because they removed Rivals and Squad Battle rewards, which obviously is going to be a hot button topic for the entire year. It's probably the biggest change in Hockey Ultimate Team that maybe we've ever had. And I want to talk a little bit about that first. I'm going to come back in here. This is serious. Let's go full screen. Friday, when the game launches worldwide, is potentially one of the most important days for Hockey Ultimate Team, maybe ever. And I'll explain why. Because of the removal of Rivals and Squad Battle rewards, it is a massive win to immediately be able to earn your rewards. So you grind XP, you can play the game however you want. You don't even have to go into squad battles if you don't want to. Like myself, I hate squad battles. I just don't like playing offline. I can play Rivals to work towards the XP path and get it finished in roughly the same amount of time. There is some min-maxing going on there, and I expect them to adjust that throughout the year. But that's a W. There's no way to look and argue that that isn't a massive win. Waiting for Wednesdays to get your packs or Thursdays for squad battles is just simply silly. When you earn the pack, you should be able to open it. That being said, because of the removal of those, if the XP path that comes out on Friday, which looks to be about 3 to 4 weeks long, we don't know how long it is, we haven't seen it yet. If they do not have, let's say it's 3 weeks long, 3 weeks worth of Rivals and Squad Battle rewards, then we're cooked. It's going to be a disaster, and there's a few reasons for that. If you are No Money Spent, let's say, and you are someone that can't grind the game a lot, but you get like 1 week where you're able to, and you grind really hard that week, you get a big pack opening, and you get a bunch of cards that you can use in sets as well as just use on your team. But then let's say next week you can't, all right? Because the XP path is going to be long and drawn out, depending on what comes in the XP path, there is no big pack dump that you can get at that time. If you were someone that grinded the game a ton, let's say you're Division 1 and you got Ultimate and Rivals every week because you're just a fiend. Are they going to put that amount of packs in the XP path for you to acquire? I doubt it. I don't see that at all. Are they going to give you top 100 squad battle rewards or even Elite 1 squad battle rewards weekly in the XP path? I doubt it. So we're just not going to see the same amount of rewards. Now, that's not confirmed. The big thing that is going to determine if this is good is at the end of the XP path, the repeatable packs that are supposed to be infinite, that we're able to just continually grind and earn after we've completed the whole thing, are they decent packs? Because if they're base packs, essentially like the early access, then it's just the rewards are going to be so lacking from years past that I don't know how, especially if you're free to play, you're ever going to have top tier cards or the ability to even get the top tier cards. So it's not all doom and gloom though, because again, all of the tech is now there for them to deliver awesome content. Like, this could be the best year of Hut. We just need EA to give us a banger XP path, and we'll see how that goes. Again, my expectations, not very high, but we'll see. In terms of what to do during early access, if you, like myself, are just out of things to do and you're not really sure what to do with your coins or your cards, sell everything. Anything tradable above 75, sell it on the auction house if you have it tradable. Here is the thing that is going to determine really the longevity of the mode. Let's look at X Factor sets, okay? Let's say you want to go after this Connor McDavid, which is one of the best cards ever released, okay? It is free wheels on the fastest card in the game, and it will upgrade throughout the year. You have to pay for that upgrade, but nonetheless, you can acquire it and you can make it. You don't have to wait and hopefully pull Connor McDavid or spend 1 million coins to try and get his X Factor like you would in years past. Massive issue though. Okay, because the XP path has so few cards in it during early access, and all of the packs have already been ripped by all of the players that got the game during, you know, the deluxe edition pre-order period. There is so few cards that are required in sets on the market that it has made these cards just absolutely silly in terms of actually being able to acquire. So, for example, the 75 and above player items are going for about 2,800 coins. So 2,800 coins times 38 to make a base X Factor is 106,000 coins. Now, you need 8 of those to make a captain. That's 850,000 coins to make one captain. You need 4 of those to make McDavid. That's 3.4 million coins. There has never been a card in the history of Hockey Ultimate Team, regardless if it's endgame, launch, whenever, that's worth 3.4 million coins. And on top of that, this Connor McDavid that you can acquire, you have to still pay for his upgrades throughout the year. This is not a team of the year or team of the season card. You will legitimately still have to pay with X Factor tokens to get Connor McDavid up in terms of overall. He will not upgrade for free, which means you're paying 3.4 million just to get the 85. To go up even further, you're going to have to get the X Factor tokens, and as he gets up higher, it's going to require more X Factor tokens. This card is absolutely electric. I played against one of them. It's basically GG's at the start of the game, but at 3.4 million, no thanks. Even with myself playing this game 40 hours a week, there is no way that I'm going to be able to acquire this because I don't spend money in the game. So this is specifically for all of the chase cards. So Connor McDavid, for example, let's talk about power-up icons because they are in the exact same boat. The power-up icons, these hologram ones, I love what they did here. I love that they balanced them out. So, you know, Gretzky and Lemieux are no longer God tier. They're in line with all of the other ones. Now, obviously, there's some that are better than others. Like, for example, I think Daniel Alfredson, probably on the lower end of the scale in terms of the other ones. But nonetheless, all of their attributes are pretty close. Speed, shot, all of that. I mean, other than like the goaltenders, those are I would completely avoid unless you're a huge fan of them. These cost just a silly amount as well. Now, you will need 12 of either the vintage or modern power-up icons to make one of the hologram cards, and to make one of them, you will need to cash in 24 76 and above player items. Now, let's take a look at the cost of those, because right now, these are going for about 3,000 coins per. 3,000 coins, you need 24 of them. Again, some quick math here, that's 72,000 coins for a base power-up icon. You need 12 of them. That's 864,000 coins to make one of the holograms. Hard avoid. Don't care that they're awesome right now. That is just a dumb amount to actually spend on these cards. It makes them borderline unobtainable for anyone that plays the game casually, or you're no money spent, even just to get one in basically a month if things stay the same. Now, the early access XP path, again, is so much worse than what the season 1 will be, but if it is not a significant improvement, we're in a lot of trouble here. And lastly, team builders. So it only costs 16 for each of those teams. You will get the 83 item that you can turn into the 86. Again, these are going for 3,000 coins. To make one of the 86 items, it's going to cost you about 288,000 coins. These do not upgrade. If they work like in years past, you will need 2 to upgrade to the higher release that comes out later. But still, 290,000 coins is simply absurd to make any of these cards. So where does that leave us? Friday being the most important day in HUT. Let me explain what needs to happen for this to change. This is economics, okay? I'm not some market guru, but I've talked with a lot of people in my Discord, including the GOAT, Bagel Pizza Party, and we discussed what really needs to happen to see any sort of change here. So let's break it down. The biggest issue that no one is realizing is that currently in the store, all of these insane packs that people are buying, even though you shouldn't, if you take a look, they're promoting high pulls. So, for example, this player booster pack, it'll give you 12 players with a guaranteed 81 overall above item and 2 80 and above overall items. The issue with that is that it gives you a great shot at base Connor McDavid, or McKinnon, or Panarin, or any of the cards that among base items will give you a significant advantage. Those items are not the best cards in the game. On top of that, you aren't going to trade those in to get any of the sets that I just showed you. All of these packs are giving you cards that are not going to be used to acquire the high-end tier content. What we need is a guaranteed NHL player pack that gives you 75 and above items guaranteed. And if they release one of those, then we're cooking, because people will buy these packs, they will start to rip, and the price of the fodder that goes into those sets will come way down. If things stay at 3,000, you're never gonna be able to earn any of them. They're not worth it. There's no point. What you should do is just go out and buy base Connor McDavid. Go buy Nathan McKinnon. Spend your coins on whatever just card you want, and understand that you will never be able to acquire any of the other content that they offer via sets, because you're never going to earn enough to actually get it. Again, I think that isn't going to be the case. I think they are going to come in strong with the amount of packs in the XP path, and that's going to change a lot. But again, understand, guys, why it's so silly to use your points. I tried in my videos to get you to not use your pre-order points. There is no point in pulling a base Connor McDavid. To put it in perspective, Connor McDavid's base card is going for like 135,000 coins of which you can get. There's 75 of them on the market. That's insane. There are more Connor McDavids than there are 77 to 80 overall Seattle Kraken. If this doesn't highlight the issue, then I really can't explain it to you any clearer. These cards are not being pulled because there is not enough packs in the store that give you these cheaper cards that you have no use of using on your team right now. Connor McDavid has use on your team. He's one of the best cards in the game. But 79 Chandler Stevenson, you're not going to use on your team. You're going to use those in sets. But because there's so few of them, the price is just absurd. So more packs that have these cards in them need to come out, flood the market, bring the price down, and then we're laughing. Like, I'll be honest, guys, if the market doesn't crash to the point where these cards are going for half, where team builder cards can be made for 1,500 coins per, or the X Factor or Power Up Icon cards are going for half, then I'm just going to avoid them all year long. The other thing, we have got a ton of access to coins early on, which is a big improvement from years past, but you're seeing essentially 50,000 coins you can earn by doing the deeks. Again, I have a video going over how to do that within one game, and that will get you 50,000 coins for completing these. Each one of these objective paths is giving you 25,000 coins, and it's all pretty easy to be done. And if you take a look, even the goals for X Factor and Power Up Icons, it can be completed with any player, meaning that you can just do this in Rivals. That's like, you know, I mean, you don't have to grind it out if you don't want to play squad battles and sit there. The hits as well, those have to be done with the specific players, but you can earn those passively. But the big jump in coins early on is a ton. And again, the more coins means that the prices go up when the content's not there. So here is my strategy. Again, I will have a video going in my No Money Spent series that will walk you through that. Anytime that they offer a free X Factor, like in the wild card path during early access, or the early access icon player choice pack from the actual XP path from early access, where it gives you one of these for free, that's like 100,000 coins in savings in value. I will slowly work towards and take all of the free X Factors and Power Up Icons that I can, because I'm simply not going to pay those prices, and you shouldn't either, which might be a good thing. Again, it's way too early, and the only cards out right now are intended to be grinded for months, let's say, which means that as a No Money Spent player, you would just save your coins, and instead of working towards these cards, you just go out and buy whatever MSP comes out of your favorite team or your favorite player, and you can just play the game the way that you want. And again, that might be how it's intended, and maybe that's a good thing. But again, as the current cost is, it's just not worth, and I'm just avoiding entirely. But easily the question I've gotten asked the most on stream or in videos already is, what do I do and what cards do I go after? And like I said, my answer is save all of your coins, sell everything now, because even if the prices go up for, you know, your 77s to 80s or even your 75 and above play items, if they go up past 3,000, then we have an immense issue to the point where I don't even know if the casual players will still play Hut. Because if they go up, that means that the rewards that they're offering in the XP path and the packs they're offering in the store are just not going to help the player base's issue. And we're going to have to wait until they figure that out. I've got faith, like I said, because this year they have the most amount of tools available to them to release content in a really fun way, but we'll wait and see. So if you want to get your question answered in the next video, I'd recommend being subscribed with notifications on so you can get your question in first. I can see you at the bottom and work from there. Excited for a new season of Who Should You Choose, guys? I'll see you next episode.